Hello, and this is Tom Stugman, and in this video I'm going to attempt to show you how to calculate metric feet and speeds for the CNC lathe or mill. Want to try to keep it simple? Let's get started. Alright, so for this example we're going to be using a 155 meters per minute for the service speed and then a 10 millimeter end mill for the calculation. Alright, so the tool supplier is going to give you a formula to figure out how fast to run this, and it's going to look something like this. RPM equals the service speed times 1000 and divided by pi times the tool diameter. Okay, so if we fill in all the blanks, then we're going to use 155 meters per minute times 1000 divided by pi, and pi is going to be 3.1416, and then we'll multiply that times our 10 millimeter end mill. So if you plug all this into your calculator, then the RPM is going to be 4,933. Now that to me doesn't look very simple, so let me see if I can help you simplify this a little bit. We're going to take the 1000 millimeters and we're going to divide that by pi, which is 3.1416. And if you plug that into your calculator, then you come up with 318.3. And that is going to be the constant we're going to be using in a new formula. So now, if you want to calculate the RPM, then you take the recommended service speed, which in this case is the 155. You multiply that times 318.3, which is the constant we just come up with, and that is always going to be the same. And then you divide it by the 10 millimeter diameter tool. So that simplifies things a little bit. The only thing you got to remember is the constant, and then the service speed is going to be the recommended service speed for the tool in the application, and the end mill size or diameter that you want to use. So if you plug all this in, you still come up with your 4933 RPM. Alright, so that takes care of calculating RPM. In the next example, I want to show you how to calculate feed rate. Alright, so the first formula I want to cover is the feet per revolution. So the formula here is feet per rev equals the table feed divided by the spindle speed. So for this example, we're going to use 254 millimeters per minute and divided by 2000 RPM. That gives us 0.127 millimeters per rev. So every time the spindle turns one revolution, the tool moves forward 0.127 millimeters. Alright, let's take a look at the next one, feet per tooth. Alright, so here is the feet per tooth formula. We divide the table feed by the spindle speed and multiply that times the cutting edges on the tool. So if you have a 4-flute end mill, that is how many teeth we're going to be multiplying by. So in this example, we're going to use 254 millimeters per minute divided by 2000 RPM and multiply that times 4 flutes. And then we come up with 0.0317 feed rate per tooth. Alright, and so if you have this information, the feed per tooth, then in turn you can use the next formula, which is calculating the table feed in millimeters per minute. So let's do that one next. Alright, so the formula for table feed is the feed per tooth multiplied times the RPM times the amount of flutes on your tool. So we're going to use the same 0.0317 from our previous formula, multiply that times 2000 RPMs times 4 flutes, and to be exact, we'll come up with 253.6 millimeters per minute. Alright, so that's it for millimeter feeds and speeds. I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.